There's some news coming out of Washington, and I want to provide some information and some context. Wig just announced that he's directing the Pentagon to restart U.S. nuclear weapons testing immediately. He framed it as keeping up with Russia and China, but let's break down what that really means. The United States is the only countries who have ever actually used nuclear weapons in war. We've done it twice. That was once in Hiroshima and also in Nagasaki, both in Japan in 1945. Those two bombings killed over 100,000 people instantly and left generations dealing with radiation sickness and environmental fallout. That's the live reality of what these weapons do. But here's the part most people forget. After 1945, the US kept testing nuclear weapons for decades. Over 1,000 tests were conducted, many in the Nevada desert and the Pacific. Even underground tests released radiation and poisoned land and water in displaced communities. The very last US test was in 1992, more than 30 years ago. So, why did we stop testing? By the early 90s, the Cold War was over. Public pressure and scientific evidence made it clear that testing was devastating to people and to the environment. And globally, countries were moving toward a ban. The US signed the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty in 1996, committing to stop explosive testing. Even though the Senate never ratified it, but since then, the arsenal has been maintained through computer simulations and lab experiments, not live detonations. That's why restarting testing matters. It isn't just a science project, it's a signal. Every test is a rehearsal for destruction. It risks triggering a new arms race where other countries feel forced to test and expand their arsenals too. And the environmental damage doesn't stay neatly contained. Radiation spreads, ecosystems collapse, and people, often the most marginalized of us, pay the price. So, to wrap it up, we haven't tested since 1992. Restarting now wouldn't just be about keeping up, it would mean stepping back into a world where the match is already lit and the room is full of gasoline. The real question isn't whether we can test again, but whether we're willing to risk repeating the most destructive chapter of human history. Let me know what you think in the comments.